NPD numbers for the month of July are in, and the Nintendo Switch had its best month since December of 2017. What was the catalyst for that? Some brand new Resident Evil 2 remake gameplay has been revealed, and I absolutely need this game right now. I don't want to wait any longer. Have you ever wanted to play Super Nintendo cartridges on an SNES Classic? It looks like this new device will allow you to do that. And a Nintendo Direct has been scheduled for August 28th. What can you expect from this event? All that and much more in the Friday, August 24th edition of RGT News. Let's go!
RGT News coming at you right now. Woo! RGT 85 coming to you with the freshest video game news. Now take it away.
So if you read the title of this video, you saw that I said you do not need to buy the Super Nintendo game and not to buy it. And you might be saying to yourself, well, what the hell are you talking about? You might remember about a week or so ago on the channel, we talked about Return of Double Dragon, which was a new game coming to the SNES from Retroism. It was the Japanese version of the game that had never released stateside, which had extra levels and the ability to play with two-player co-op. So I don't think Retroism is a bad company. Sometimes it just makes, bad products. They actually made the game Unholy Night, which I reviewed on the channel about a year or so ago, and I purchased this game and I just didn't like it. There was only 6 fighters, it was clunky, the animations were pretty ugly, and it just wasn't a good game. And you might see a price sticker on here as well. Yes, I tried to sell this game at Long Island Retro Gaming Expo for $20. People would come up to me and say, oh, that looks cool, is it a good game? And I would say, no, but the box looks cool, and because of my honesty, I never sold the game. But it's okay if you make a mistake, Retroism. Return of Double Dragon looks pretty cool. I love Double Dragon, and I was interested in playing this game. But Retroism just said something on their Facebook page that absolutely blew my mind. I don't even understand how this really works, but we need to talk about it. So, evidently there's been some problems with people's copies of Return of the Double Dragon on the Super Nintendo with Retroism's cartridge. So Retroism said the following on their Facebook page. Dear Return of Double Dragon fans, please be aware that the game cartridge is compatible with most third-party SNES systems, but does not support the original SNES system. What? What? Are you freaking kidding me? How do you make an SNES cartridge that doesn't work on the Super Nintendo? Yeah, a lot of people have SNES clone systems. I have a million SNES clone systems, but there are people out there who want to buy an SNES cartridge to play it on their SNES. That's sort of the whole point. If you're not able to play it on your original hardware, most people would just rather play a ROM on the computer because it's actually the same thing. How the hell do you make a Super Nintendo game that does not work on the Super Nintendo? More than likely what they did after talking with a few of my friends is they tested this game on emulators, and they never actually tested it on actual hardware. So they developed the game, they tested it on emulators, and then sent it out there. And since all, or just about all, of the SNES third-party clones that are out there that do HDMI and stuff like that are essentially emulation boxes that just dump the ROM, that is why the game would work on there. But on the actual SNES, it doesn't work. So why would you release this? I'm sorry, Retroism. I forgave you after Unholy Night. I was able to get over this. Return of the Double Dragon looked super cool. It looked like something I was gonna buy, but luckily I did not buy it, because if I would have bought that, I would just be promoting and, rewarding your stupid practices with this. This is completely unacceptable. A majority of people who are buying new SNES titles and new NES titles want to play it on their actual system. How do you release a Super Nintendo game that doesn't work on the Super Nintendo? Starlink is an upcoming PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch game that I think looks pretty cool. I was on the fence about it until it was unveiled at E3 2018 that the Nintendo Switch version would have freaking Star Fox in it. And then it became the only game that I pre-ordered during E3 2018, because it doesn't even look like it's just sort of adding in Star Fox. It almost looks like the Star Fox stuff is actually built into the Nintendo Switch game specifically. It doesn't look just like a skin or anything. They actually took the time and effort to make this almost like Star Fox in Starlink, more so than just Starlink with some random Star Fox skins in it. Well, IGN dropped the ball recently and announced another character that is going to be in the Nintendo Switch version of the game, and that is Peppy Hare. So now we have Peppy and Fox McCloud in this game, so I'm starting to wonder, is the whole crew going to be there? Are you going to see Falco? Are you going to see Slippy? Are you going to see other characters from the Star Fox universe in this game? Honestly, I'm really curious to see how this version of the game sells versus the PS4 and the Xbox One versions of the game as well, because I honestly think the Nintendo Switch version gives you the most value for your buck and the most bang for your buck with this cool Star Fox stuff in there. So it'll be pretty curious to see how this version of the game sells. Will the Nintendo Switch version sell the best? I think it has its potential to do it. All I know is I bought it for my Switch and I cannot wait to finally play it. NPD numbers for the month of July are in, which tracks hardware and software sales in the United States, and there were rumors going around that Octopath Traveler and the Nintendo Switch were the #1 selling game and console for the month of July. And it looks like those rumors were true. According to NPD, Octopath Traveler was the best-selling game of July 2018. Half of July's top 10 bestsellers are Nintendo platform exclusives. And when you look at the top 5 games sold, you have Octopath Traveler at #1, you have Grand Theft Auto 5 at #2, Mario Kart 8 at #3, Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy at #4, and The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild at #5. So 4 of the 5 games are available on the Nintendo Switch. Where's GTA 5? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. I thought we would see it on the system by now. But pretty interesting to see. It looks like a lot of people picked up a Switch and then picked up something like Mario Kart 8 and Breath of the Wild with their Switch as well. And it is worth noting that those 3 Nintendo titles, Octopath Traveler, Mario Kart 8, and Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, are for physical sales only. They don't track the Nintendo Switch digital sales on there, so they actually probably sold even better than anticipated on there. And when it comes to hardware, the Nintendo Switch was the #1 selling hardware for the month of July. Nintendo Switch was July's best-selling hardware platform in both dollars and units sold. This is the 7th month that the Nintendo Switch has led in hardware dollar sales since launching in March 2017, and the first since December 2017. Unit sales of Nintendo hardware in 2018 reached its high point for a July month since 2009. So the Nintendo Switch just keeps rolling along, and it's pretty interesting to see because it's been a soft first half of 2018 with games like Pokemon and of course Smash Brothers coming out. It'll be a pretty interesting holiday season, so I'm really looking forward to seeing all of the great sales from the Nintendo Switch, PS4, and the Xbox One because I own them all. One of my most anticipated games of 2019 is definitely the Resident Evil 2 remake. I am absolutely in love with this game. I love the first 3 or 4 Resident Evils, Resident Evil 1, 2, 3, and of course Code Veronica. The series kind of went action-oriented after Resident Evil 4, and I still appreciate and enjoy those, but I have a very special place in my heart for the original 4 games. So of course we saw some gameplay of Leon's campaign during E3 2018, but nothing from Claire. Well, at Gamescom 2018, there is now some Claire footage, and it still looks absolutely awesome. I cannot wait to get my hands on this game. I think it's going to be absolutely fantastic. I love the visual style of the game. I love everything about it. It's about a 4-minute clip. I will have a link in the description box down below to the full clip, so make sure you guys go check that out because I think the game looks absolutely fantastic, and I really just do not want to wait any longer. I want that game right now. Have you ever wanted to play your Super Nintendo cartridges on your SNES Classic, but the fact that it doesn't take cartridges kind of stopped you? Well, now there's a product coming out that will supersede that. It's called Classic to Magic, and basically what you do is you hook up this device to your SNES Classic, and it allows you to put in your SNES cartridges into this device, and it will play on the SNES Classic. So, pretty interesting stuff. It's definitely something very unique. This will be launching in September of 2018 for $60. It supports Super Nintendo and Super Famicom cartridges. The company says it will not break your console, and it actually allows you to add additional emulator systems like the NES, Game Boy, Master System, and ROMs as well, so that's pretty cool. And of course, you can do some advanced stuff, advanced tinkering if you would like to with this thing. So yes, you could easily hack your Super Nintendo Classic. It's not very hard to do, but there is a small chance of breaking it. I don't know. I kind of like little weird things like this. I've already emailed the company. I'm trying to get one sent into the channel because I would like to check this out. It seems pretty cool to just be able to plop in your Super Nintendo cartridges into this and play it on the SNES Classic. I don't know. I like weird stuff like this. What do you think about this though? Let me know in the comments down below. And finally, Europe just got a Nindy little presentation going on earlier this week, and now the United States is getting one as well. It'll be a Nindy presentation, Nintendo Direct, on August 28th at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, and I'm glad it's at 12 p.m. Eastern Time because that morning we have a Blade Strangers review and a Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate review going up on the channel. So it's going to be a very busy day at RGT85 headquarters. But yes, there will be a Nindy presentation on August 28th at 12 p.m. Eastern. Damon Baker from Nintendo of America said to expect some new game announcements as well. Obviously, we're going to see stuff like Travis Strikes Back, which is playable at Gamescom right now. I think we'll finally see a release date for that. I think we'll get updates on games like Firewatch. I think a lot of people expected that to be out already. Probably some other bigger indie games will also be showcased, and there are some people upset by this. They want a proper Nintendo Direct to talk about the rest of 2018, and I kind of agree with that. Sometimes these indie games tend to blend together, but there's a lot of great indie games out there, so I'm looking forward to getting more information about about new games or games that have been announced that have just been quiet about. It'll be interesting to see if they talk about the online service at all. Obviously, I did a video yesterday on the channel talking about how the Nintendo voice chat app is crap and we need to get rid of it. So make sure you guys check out that video, maybe retweet it around, share it around so we can sort of get some buzz going on this, because it's so stupid. But yes, Nindies Direct next week, Tuesday, August 28th at 12 p.m. Eastern. Alright, and that's going to do it for the Friday, August 24th edition of RGT News. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. RGT News is every Wednesday and Friday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern sharp. And as always, I will catch you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching. Later.